Hey, it's Jeremy from WebsiteBuilderExpert.com. Thanks for joining this review of Weebly.com today. So before we dive into looking at Weebly, I just want to say that Weebly is probably one of the easiest drag and drop website builder you'll see in the market today. You don't need to know any code in order to build a website, and they make it really simple for you. They don't have all the bells and whistles in terms of tools in the world, and they really simplify the whole system so you can achieve a lot from just some of the basic elements. And if you get a little bit creative, Weebly is actually a very, very powerful tool for you to build a website quickly and easily. So when you first log in, you're going to see this dashboard here, and this is where you manage all your websites. You can add more sites to it, and they'll just start stacking over here. Now, I have a test website set up right now. It's not using the free plan. Weebly is absolutely free to use, so don't be afraid of signing up and just playing around with it. Invest a little bit of time to see if you actually like to use their site to build your full site. Now, if you want to upgrade, there's always options, and we go through a lot of that in our review post. The higher plan that you upgrade to, the more tools become unlocked to you. And this is particularly helpful, especially if you want to run an online store. Weebly has a really good e-commerce platform, and we have a separate discussion post talking about the e-commerce tools. You can also add a membership, in which I'm going to go over quickly in this video as well. So why don't we dive into the test site here. Now, once you're in a test site, I just want to give you a quick overview of what you expect to see. On the left-hand side, here is the Elements toolbar. These are the basic parts that you're going to use to build your website, such as title, text, images, galleries, all the way down to videos. You want to insert documents, quotes, social media, etc. These are the tools that you drag and drop directly onto the page, and they make it very, very simple. And I'm going to demonstrate how easy it is in just a minute. If you look at the top here, you're going to see build. This is the main interface you're going to see. What you see is what you get. Basically, anything you drag in here to build, you're going to see when you publish. If you click on the design tab, you're going to get a lot more options here. You can change themes. Now, Weebly has a lot of different themes for you to choose from. So don't be afraid to go through them and just click on a few of them and see if you like the theme themselves. One important point is that you can actually switch between themes anytime you want, and all your content or your elements will be transferred seamlessly between the templates, so you're not going to lose any content. And this is actually quite flexible, just in case you want to give your site a new look by using a different theme down the road. And Weebly is always producing newer designs, so don't be afraid to try them. And this is one of the benefits of using Weebly. You can switch between themes. When you click on pages, this is where you add pages to your website. For instance, currently I have 4 pages set up, so you can see under build, these are the 4 pages right here. So you want to add more pages, just click on add. You can add a standard page, a blog page, obviously if you want to build a blog, a store page, obviously if you want to build an online store, or even have a page when people click onto it that leads to somewhere outside of your site. And so if you want to lead people to a different website, or if you're selling products somewhere else, let's say on eBay, you can always create a button that's going to bring your visitor directly to a site away from your Weebly website. And if you're going to build a store, there are plenty of tools for you to build an e-commerce store. Now, as I said, we have a separate e-commerce discussion article with a lot of different guidance and review on the tools that they have. So visit that post and it will have a lot more details. Here you can just want to quickly go over this. You can add a store page, which is a main page that shows them different categories of your products. So people get a snapshot view of what you actually sell. Then they can click on the pictures to go to this specific product page. You can add products, store information, and you can accept payments through PayPal, Stripe, or Authorize.net. And they're fully integrated into Weebly fairly seamlessly, so you don't really have to know a lot of technical things to hook up the payment transaction provider with your online store. Here's where you add products, storefront categories. You can do couponing. Remember, you have to upgrade your plan to the business package before you can use the coupon function. And you can manage your orders when you get orders, and you can change a few settings depending on the currency you're using, etc., etc. Okay, so under settings, these are the master settings. I'll just run through this quickly right now because I want to get back to demonstrating how easy it is to use Weebly. You got general settings here, SEO. You can invite multiple editors, which is very useful if you have a few different people managing or adding content to the site. You can manage your blog settings here, including inserting commenting system, either using the Weebly one or use Facebook commenting, discuss, and you can close your comments here when you pass certain days so that you can manage your comments a little bit better. There's anti-spam here so that you don't get spam with, a lot of, spam. And so it gives you a lot of different settings that you can use to control your website and how you use it and what it displays. So Weebly makes it very easy here to do that through just clicking and typing or just using these drop-down bars and configuring your settings. Okay, so why don't we get back into building the site? Now, right in front of us here, we have just a random template that I picked and just inserted some test dummy elements right here. Here's the picture and here's text. So if you want to insert different content, you're going to have to look at the elements bar on the left-hand side. So for instance, I want to insert a title. What you do is click on the title element and drag it over to the content area of the page and just drop it in there. Okay, and you just click into it and you can start typing. So once you typed in whatever title you want it to be, notice that there's a floating bar directly above the content area. This is where you can style the font. You can bold it, underline it, you can increase the size, pick a different color, hyperlink it, align it to the left, middle, or to the right, etc., etc. So it really makes it super easy for you to style your content. The same thing goes for the text element. This here's the text element. If I click into it, and then if I highlight anything or just in general, again, this floating styling bar pops up above the text. So you can have a little bit more control over how you want to present your data. And if you want to insert a map, just again, click onto the map element and just drag and drop anywhere you want in between the elements or below one element or below both elements. So let's just say I'm going to try to fit it in between these two elements right here. I'm just going to drag it and drop. And I can insert a map right here. If I click into it, and I can have a little bit more control over how to position it, the spacing, the address. And if I want to reposition any of these content here, I simply have to just hover my mouse over the element and drag it to a new location wherever I want to, below the map, below everything right here. And it's super, super smooth. As I said before, Weebly makes it super easy for you to do all these, and notice that I don't have to write a line of code, and I am actually starting to build my website here. And so go through some of these elements right here, and I think you're going to find them super helpful. If you have videos you want to showcase, you can use a YouTube element or the HD video element. You want to add buttons. You want to add a little bit more spacing between the elements. You can just drag the spacer over here, and you can control how much space you want between the content. Okay, so super easy here. And one thing I just want to quickly go over, one last thing, is the page layouts. If you click on pages over here, you can designate each one of these pages with a different page layout. So for instance, the home page I have right now is the landing page. And if you go back to the builder, you can see that I can click into the button, I can change the text, and I can hyperlink it to wherever I want, including somewhere outside the website. You can hyperlink it to any pages within the website, or even hook it up so when people click on a button, they'll email you. Okay, so, and over here, you can add a title, you can change the description and whatnot, and you can even edit the image of the header image area. So you can add your own images and whatnot, right? You can upload your own image right here, or choose one of the ones that's provided by you by default. And if I want to change the page layout, I can go back to pages, and let's say I want a shorter header or even a no header. Okay, so let's say I pick no header right here. Then I'm just going to save. And right away, the header image is gone, and it's all content right here. And so I want to show a short header, and just click on that, and that's it. And of course, on each page, you can show a different header image to give each page a unique style, a different feel to it. One shortcut is if you don't want to flip between pages and build, you can just hover your mouse over the header image and click on this little setting button here, and you can choose your different page layout. Okay, so just click a tall header and the page layout changes. So as I said before, Weebly is one of the easiest, probably the easiest website builder in our experience in the market right now. And you can see that how easy it is to drag and drop a lot of these content into your web page. One of the drawbacks of using Weebly is they actually don't have a huge extensive option for you to style your website. Whereas other competitors such as Squarespace or Wix, they have a lot more tools for you to individually style different parts of your page. So this is where the simplicity of Weebly becomes a minor drawback. But if you're really proficient with codes, you do have an option to edit the HTML or CSS of the website. If you don't know anything about codes, you don't have to worry about this at all, but at least you do have the option, if you're proficient with codes or if you're working with a coder or freelancer, to come in to make very, very detailed customization changes to your website design. Now, if you first sign up with Weebly, it comes with a basic set of tools. If you have a look at their plans, which we have a lot more details and different discussion articles about the plans that Weebly have to offer you, you're going to see that as you progress up the different plans, you're going to get a lot more tools unlocked for you. So they have 4 plans: free, starter, pro, and business. The higher you go in the plan, the more tools they unlock. So Weebly is one of our favorite website builders, and when we first started websites, Weebly really enabled us to build great websites very easily and very quickly. You can literally have a full website up in less than a day, which is quite impressive considering you don't need to have any coding knowledge in order to do this. And Weebly makes it very easy for you to accomplish that goal. So have a look through a detailed review, and you're going to find a lot more in-depth discussion and helpful points about the pros and cons of using Weebly to build your website. Once again, it's Jeremy from websitebuilderexpert.com. Thanks for joining me. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave a comment underneath the review post, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks again.